And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. A beautiful Friday. Nice little summer breeze blowing here at Laurel Park. We're live by the historic Laurel Park paddock. We'll get you ready for today. We have lots of good information, some nice videos to show you. We'll get to today, but real quick, we kicked off the race weekend yesterday. The Bug Boy, Victor Rosales, he had a big two-win day yesterday.
He did, a couple winners. Second race, Joyful Noise, a little bit of a precarious position into the turn, recovered, circled wide to go ahead and win it clear by about a length at the wire. And then what was it? One of the horses that kind of boosted that late pick 5, more abundance, right? More abundance, $20.40 there towards the inside, and got the job done by, I was about a head, I think the margin, very, very close. Yeah, our late pick 5, 32.35 yesterday, so jump right in. 12% takeout, can't beat it.
Right, nice payout. And Tobago was a nice winner in one of our features yesterday for Augustin Stable and Graham Motion. Georgie Vargas, that was, I believe, the turf debut for Tobago yesterday.
Yeah, I think ran once at 2, laid off, came back last time out. The prior race, just to say, at Presque Isle. Absolutely whistled. We didn't wonder how the form would transfer. We talked about that show. We liked that show, that horse on the show in the morning, and I think we got $13, but was, I think, a half to like almost a $500,000 winner, but also some other horses in the family had all run well on the turf course, had run fast. So Tobago looks like a very versatile future for that one.
All right, so that was all yesterday. Nice payout in the late pick 5. Congratulations if you hit, and we have lots of action today. Let's get right to it. Big number in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. There it is, $60,321.53. That's going to start race 4 today on the 9-race program. So jump on in there for that Rainbow Pick 6. My co-host in the afternoon, Tim Tulloch, he'll have a ticket for that. It's probably up on the website right now, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, you can study all of our tickets and our picks and plays of the day. So nice carryover in that pick 6. That'll be well played today. They put about 18,000 new money into it today, so it'll be upwards of 90, maybe 100,000 today.
I would certainly think sequence of races is good. Fortunately, we have a couple races off the turf this afternoon. Can we go ahead and look at turf conditions? I guess. I mean, course conditions. Is that all right?
Well, okay. Yep, let's jump. No, because we got to do the Stronach 5. And
let's go to Stronach 5. There we go. Let's go Stronach 5.
Stronach 5. That's going to start race 8 today. Then race 9's our second leg. And then Gulfstream Park races 7, 8, 9 for the Stronach 5. Guaranteed $100,000 pool for the Stronach 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. I'll have a ticket for the Stronach 5 today. This Sunday is going to be a monster day here, a super stake Sunday. We have 5, count them up, 5 stake races with the $100,000 Stormy Blue Stakes, a listed stakes. That's the feature. I like a long shot in there, Finbar for Susan Cooney. So that's a big field, a big 12-horse field in the Stormy Blues. You have the Grade 3 Barbara Fritchie winner, Late Night Powwow. She's going to be the favorite in the $75,000 Twix Stakes. What an overnight they have for Sunday. Great job by the racing office and great job by marketing, too. There's a nice brunch up there in the Terrace Dining Room presented by 14 Hands Winery. So check it out. You can check out the menu for the brunch on the laurelpark.com website. So looking forward to a big day of horse racing. Nice weather. We should be fast and firm on Sunday. 3 of the stake races are on the turf.
Yeah, racing office, stakes coordinator Coley Blind, they all did a phenomenal job. I mean, I kind of limped to the wire getting through that card this morning, Stan, doing the morning lines. You know, a couple slam dunk favorites. You talk about Late Night Powwow, Mind Control for Sacco, but all that highly competitive all the way through once you get away from some of those favorites. So interesting racing card, quality card set up for you for Sunday.
All right, let's show you what's going on today here. Let's show you a picture of both tracks. Apparently, we had a lot of rain here in Laurel last night. The main track is fast. Turf is yielding. The turf sprints are off the turf today. Talk about the track conditions.
Yeah, track is fast. They did a great job. It's, you know, our tracks here in Maryland, they drain great. They dry out fast. The guys do a phenomenal job. Turf course yielding this afternoon off the turf in races 3 and 5, correct? The 2 sprints today, Stan?
All the sprints are off.
3 and 5 are off the turf this afternoon, and because of that little softer course, like a little price today in the 6. We'll get to that one. a little bit later.
Okay, all right, good stuff. All right, well, we showed you the condition. Let's get right to it. Race 1, big field on the turf. We'll kick off the rolling super high 5. That's a low 15% takeout. Every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on the rolling super high 5. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on this early pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my ticket. $48 ticket. I couldn't find a single. I like the 4. I've got a plan at 6-1 here with the hot bug Victor Rosales here in race 1. So I go 4-10 in the opener and couldn't find a single. You can study my ticket again on the laurelpark.com website. Underneath the handicapping section, my single, my best bet of the day, comes in race 7 today.
Okay.
Race 7, that's a nice allowance race going long. I like the 8 No Knock Raid. He's my best bet of the day at 4-1. I like a 20-1 long shot in race 8 to kick off that Stronach 5. So we'll get to all that. Let's take a look here at race 1. We're going a mile on the all-along turf course. No rail setting for the all-along turf, rated yielding. It's claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime are the conditions. We have a video spotlight to show you. We both like the 4. I've got a plan. Let's show you his last race, June 23rd. Here's the start.
Yeah, for this level, a couple of them coming out of here, and unfortunately drew the extreme outside and is going to be hung wide. 4 wide into the first turn. I'm almost 5 wide right now, 5 deep heading to the first turn. And this is a tactical type of runner that wants to get a good stalking position and was definitely hampered this afternoon by that outside post draw. You see once more on the lead, a little bit rank. Does make a middle move, though. We're going to pick this horse up, leaving the far turn, past the 3/8, now in the red cap, making a move 4 wide, and just can't quite sustain. But within striking distance, Dan, was probably 3.5 out of it at the quarter pole. A little shorter field, a little shorter distance. We're going to move towards the inside this afternoon. I think I've got a plan is going to take up position just outside of Hunk of Rock and try to move into that pace.
All right, I like the horse. We both used the horse before. I've got a plan. We might get a nice price. We don't pick the horse on top. We both go with the 10 horse on top here. Tashion for the Farrier Barn. Jevion Toledo will ride. Toledo's aboard for the big win 2 starts ago. Coming off the layoff. First start in a Farrier Barn and gallop for maiden 16,000. Very nice 60 Buyer speed figure. Forget about the last race. They came off the turf at Mountaineer. They shipped way out to Mountaineer. Are you kidding me? But the horse ran a big number on the turf at Delaware last year. So we both like the 4-year-old Tashion.
Yeah, fair. Not scared to get in the van and go. He'll pop out there and bring them right back. Third off of a layoff, though, for Anthony Farrow in his career. He's got an ROI of over 250. I like that. Was a reported gelding prior, to that June 7th victory. This horse can sustain a run. Really kind of won a little bit easier than that 60 number on June the 7th. I think this horse has a sustainable run against this group and maybe gets the jump on a horse like the 3. Jericho Marsh, who I do like, was out of that same race on June 23rd with I've Got a Plan, found a little traffic around the far turn, kicked on late. We're going to get Forrest Boyce today.
Yeah.
We know she can ride the turf.
Yeah, you have to consider that a positive rider change. You're going from a 7-pound apprentice jockey to Forrest Boyce, so that might help there with the 3 Jericho Marsh. Okay, so we like the same 4 horses there in the opener. Let's turn the page. You like the early pick 4. That starts in the second race. Let's check out your ticket, see how you played it.
Yeah, I did find one single in race 3 into Bluegrass. Should stalk and pounce. But I also, your other horse there, the other Trombies, the speed. Let's get you started here. Early pick 4 deep, 2, 3, 4, 7. I don't think there's any single there in race number 2 unless you've got some really good steam on the 2. Hello, amigo. Third race, we'll single the 2 into Bluegrass. Fourth race, 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm not completely sold on the 1 and 2. They look like the horses to beat, Stan, but when the doves cry, first time gelding on the dirt with blinkers in arrears at this level usually fits. Fifth race, 3 and 7. Cousin Jimmy coming back at you. Get Donna Lockhart back on a winning track. There it is, $16, the early pick 4.
All right, let's take a look here at race 2. We're on the main track. Main track rated fast, going 6 furlongs. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. My top pick was the 6 Casper Slew, who was 5-2. Casper Slew is scratched at a race 2, so that's a big late scratch. Also scratched the 2-1 morning line favored, the 1 Fernwood Drive, who I didn't like.
Right.
That horse is scratched as well. So I end up on the 2. Hello, Amigo. First-time starter for trainer Rodney Jenkins by Bandbox. Bandbox have been rolling recently. Cal Lynch with a couple good Bandbox, and we know Rodney trained Bandbox, won the Grade 2 General George with him. This is a homebred for Hillwood Stable. And Rodney, the works look very good. Gate works, everything checks. This horse will be well prepared, and you get Victor Carrasco to ride. I'm not thrilled about the inside post, but this horse will be ready to run.
Yeah, let's hope he's got a little bit of speed. He can come out cleanly and zip right to the front. When you look at this field, now a shorter field down to 5, nobody's shown any quality early lick. Bandbox, he's up to 19% now, Stan, with his first-time starters. Bodes well for him, and if you're looking to maybe breed, you might want to check out Bandbox. Get to the winner's circle early. Yeah, the works look good. I think Hello Amigo, a half to Hello Beautiful, who took play in both starts as a 2-year-old, has a second and a third in those 2 starts. But Hello Amigo, I think, can get it done first time out here for Rodney.
All right, we both like the 7 Masai Man for trainer Jose Corral. We've seen this movie before.
Yes.
The Stronach stable sends Corral's horses, and all of a sudden they turn into stakes horses, right? It was something awesome. He's done it with a couple of them on Bridal One. And this 3-year-old's well-bred by Go Sapper out of a Corinthian mare. The blinkers go on. First-time Lasix. He has experience. He's run at 2 tough circuits, Ellis Park and Churchill, 2 monster maiden special weight conditions down there in Kentucky. So Corrales pulling out all the stops here for the 7 Masai Man.
I like the short comments here. Lunged at the start, a shied early on. Maybe that blinkers is the key, Get this horse kind of tied on, focused a little bit. Not a high win percentage, maiden claimers first after a trainer switch, but the ROI is certainly there at 262 for Corrales. Doesn't have to improve a lot to be in the picture in this particular race. I think Big Boots is obviously a user here for Claudio Gonzalez. The 5.5, they just got away from him last time out. He did work through a little bit of traffic, got to the outside and finished willingly. Nobody was going to beat 7 on the rocks that day, so he might be the best finisher in this race. And you can make a case for the 4. I know you don't have the 4 in there. Breeding-wise, this horse should be better off, I think, on the dirt. Full sis around the low 70s, half to a 4-time dirt sprint winner, Baiano. So, yeah, if the firster's right, boy, they got to be happy that they caught this kind of a field right out of the box.
Yeah, all right, so we both have the 2 Hello Amigo on top in race 2 to kick off that early pick 4. Let's turn the page. Race 3, we're off the turf in race 3. We're going to go 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 16,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-olds is the condition. I go with a Mike Trombetta exactly here. So do you. Okay. All right, 2-5-1-8 all day long here in race 3. Into Bluegrass ran a decent race last out on the main track at this level. Pimentel back aboard today for Trombetta. Small field. And the Bluegrass looks tough here in race 3.
Came back off of a long layoff, 5 races back. Didn't really fire that day. It's run okay cinch, and looking at this field, Cherokee Sky looks like the speed right to the front, and the Bluegrass should stalk and be able to get on by. Looks like Tromby's got this one surrounded in race 3.
All right, so 2-5-1-8 there in the third. Let's get a quick commercial break. Over 60,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6 carryover today. That starts in race 4. We'll check it out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, Maryland Million right around the corner. And speaking of big stake races and everything like we're going to have here this Sunday with our 5 stakes, of course, lots of stakes action up at Saratoga.
Yeah.
They opened up yesterday, and Shippey, the big debut winner here for Tim Kreiser. They sold Shippey to the connections of Doug O'Neill, and a big third
Right.
in the Grade 3 Schuylerville up there. Doug O'Neill's other filly won the Schuylerville, and Todd Pletcher had the Maryland-bred filly who was second in the Grade 3 Schuylerville up there.
And I tell you, second place finisher looks like one when the distance gets a little bit further. Big, long striding, good looking horse. Shippey was just down inside, really was used hard every step of the way, but I gave a pretty good of account, of herself. He only one work, I think, after that race. Made a bid, just wasn't quite good enough. Second time for the new connections, you might see an improvement, but wasn't a real comfortable trip for that one yesterday.
Sure. All right, let's get right to it. The 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 will start race 4 today on the 9-race card. There's the carryover, over $60,321. Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket. Does he have a single? All right, there we go. He has a single, $48.60 play. He goes 3 deep here in race 4. Likes the 1, Tricky Lion, the 2, Gold Man. They look tough. He also uses the 6, Bust Off. His single comes in race 5. A nice first level allowance, other than 5/8 on the main track. He singles there on the 7, Fearless Turb, who's going to have a lot of gas, a lot of early speed on the outside. J.D. Acosta will ride for Claudio Gonzalez, bred right down the street, right down Route 1 at the University of Maryland. Fearless Turb is Tulloch's single there on the Pick 6 ticket today. He might be in front on the outside probably.
You imagine if they had that program for us at Towson? We'd be breeding the horses, but now we'd be millionaires. We'd be
well
on our way.
Towson has produced a lot of horse racing media folks.
Sure.
Yourself, Maggie Wolfendale, myself, Keith Mills, a bunch of other people. And then right down the street, University of Maryland, Dr. Amy Burke with her equine studies program. They're doing a good job. They're breeding horses and everything. And they did a seminar here on equine nutrition. Dr. Amy Burke did. Cool. Good to have College Park right down the road.
College Park in Towson, and a big integral part of racing here at Laurel.
I imagine this time of year, the scenery at College Park is just beautiful. Grass and trees all over the place, probably. Right? All right, here we go. Race 4.
Everybody's looking at the trees and the grass.
Yep.
All right.
Race 4, here we go. This is a claiming 16,000, 3 and up, wide open 16,000. So some salty campaigners here in the 4th. 6 furlongs on the main track. Looks like it's going to be a duel between the 1, Tricky Lion, and the 2, Gold Man. Kreiser and Schoenthal. And you have the 7-pound apprentice Rosales going against the seasoned journeyman Edwin Gonzalez. But there's some other customers in here. I go 4 deep in this race. On my early pick 5, I go 4 deep. I use the 1, 2, 5, 6 here in the 4th.
Yeah, it looks like if at first glance 1 and 2, boom, looks like take them and move on. But both of these horses are coming off of strong efforts. Will they bring it back to the table? Tricky Lion, Goldman, they are proving. Goldman, as he's gotten a little bit older, standing looks like a little bit better, maybe a touch further.
Right.
7/8, 6.5 up to a mile. Yeah, looks like his best distance. But Tricky Lion, Rosales with 2 winners yesterday. See if he can come back and get hot again. He's live today on some runners. Tricky Lion relaxed off of the great provider. He was well within himself, shifted out, and really went on eager through the line. It gets an extra 1/16 of a mile today, but I think positionally he might have a little bit more finish. Goldman really ran hard last time out.
Yeah, Goldman, over 400,000 in earnings, a 5-time winner here at Laurel Park. He loves it here at Laurel, so is Tricky Lion. Tricky Lion's won 6 times here at Laurel. The 5 in arrears going to get a nice stalking trip on the outside here. Sheldon Russell rides for Ricky Silliman, second off the claim. Horse ran big 2 starts ago coming off the pace, and they stepped up into a monster 2 other than allowance race. Whirlin, Curlin, Taco Supreme, those are all tough customers.
Killers.
But I think back down to a good level today for in arrears. So there's a hot early pace. That could set it up for our man Sheldon Russell.
Yeah, the only thing you get scared of, claimed off of Claudio for 16, back to the right level. That was a tough group on June the 9th. He certainly, if he brings close to an A, B+ effort, he will be into the mix. Interesting horses, the 3. I might have this horse line a little too high. When the Doves Cry, they still kind of, they claimed this horse for 16, got a win, knocked on the door a little bit on the turf. Now we're coming back on the dirt. third off of a little bit of a break. First time blinkers on the dirt. First time gelding on the dirt. Has a back race there. A buyer of a 72. Maybe a mid-70. If he can move up to that, could put him into the mix today. So they're still staying with this horse. Maybe they just want to say this is like the final test and then decide if they're going to move him back down. But when the doves cry, maybe he's that kind of stranger that messes up the exacta.
Messes up the exacta. He blow up the pick
That's
six.
what I mean.
He
Well,
blow up the
yeah.
pick
But
six.
you know
He'd
that
knock a
you
bunch
look,
of people
back,
out.
you bet those exact. How did this horse run second? And there you go. You dig a little deeper and you find out. Okay, it makes a little bit of sense. But like 1-2, they are the horses to beat in race for Bustoff. He's gotten good. He's going first time. Abel had this horse rolling along. The blinkers went on, and he's picked up a lot of speed. Now, can he handle the little jump here to the open company?
Yeah, I think it's a 4-horse race, a 1, 2, 5, 6 all day long. I couldn't separate them. If the 3 or the 4 jump up and win, that's going to knock a bunch of people out of the Rainbow Pick Six. All right, let's turn the page here. Interesting handicapping scenarios this afternoon here at Laurel Park. Race 5, we kick off the late pick 5. No carryover. Why? Because they hit it would pay over 3,200 yesterday.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, industry low, 12% takeout on the late pick 5. Starts in race 5. Let's take a look. Off the turf in race 5. Okay, we're going 5 furlongs on the main track. First level, allowance condition 3 and up here in the 5th race. And you just used the 3 and the 7. I noticed on your early pick 4 ticket. I have the 6 on top. I think the 6 looks tough here. All About Mike. First off, the claim for trainer Hugh McMahon and Winner Circle Partners. We've seen this this move before. Stuart Nickel of Winner Circle Partners. He goes to Kentucky, goes to Oklahoma. He claims good horses for Hugh. And this horse, it was in good form earlier this year at Santa Anita. Ran a couple monster races on the main track at Santa Anita last January and February. Fired an 85 buyer, an 84 buyer. And it ran decent at Oaklawn back in April. So we didn't run very well last out. That was for $25,000 going a mile at Churchill. Now we cut back to 5 furlongs today. We get McCarthy. Speed on the outside maybe here for the 6, All About Mike.
That's the key. He's going to need to show it. 5/8 on the dirt off of the mile. Barnes still trying to get on track. You say he's winning some races up Delaware?
Yeah.
It's been a little chilly. Interesting to McCarthy. Trevor doesn't ride for McMahon a lot. And you look at the recently 0 for 9. He's going to get plenty of play. I mean, maybe this is a horse that kind of sets him straight. I think the road's clearly going to go through Fearless Turf. The speed coming off of the Charlestown 4.5, 5/8 should hit this horse in the head against this particular group. Cousin Jimmy, though, he beat the right kind, Stan, and when he comes away cleanly, I think he can take the measure of Fearless Turf, keep him within a length or two, maybe top of the stretch, and just grind them down. You see some of those efforts. Mandel, a couple lengths, he gets beat by him. He beats Sonic Boomy Jet with a clear break. He's had some issues out of the gate and sometimes in the opening quarter of a mile of his races. He's got some talent. His back numbers work last fall into the winter. A little freshening. Let's get Cousin Jimmy home. Clearly we'll be down off of that 12-1 morning line since we are now on the main track.
Yeah, absolutely. I like him. A little freshening, like you said. Been working very well. I see 4 solid works here at Laurel Park in June for Cousin Jimmy. So looks like Donna Lockhart has this Holly House Farm homebred by Redeem sitting on a big effort. I used the horse in my exacta. Fearless Turf will be tough. We talked about everybody here.
Okay.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 6. We'll kick off the late pick 4. We're on the turf in race 6. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Dahlia Turf Course. Rail at 52 feet. Turf rated yielding today. All right, race 6, a nice first level allowance condition, 3 and up. Maryland bred, Maryland sired here in race 6. Let's start with where are we going to start? Let's start with the 3. My top pick here, Street Copper for trainer Mike Trombetta. Julian Pimentel rides this 4-year-old son of Street Magician. Third off the layoff. I think he's sitting on a big effort today. He had a big win coming off the layoff up at Monmouth late May, going 5/8 so on the turf. Rallied from off the pace that day. And then a decent 4th with a 78 buyer against open 2 other than Allowance Company. Going 5/8 June 5th. Now we're stretching out to 2 turns. The horse ran some big races last year going long on the turf, so I think he'll like to stretch out today on the turf. Let's see. I know I'm a little out of order. Sorry, guys, but do we have
There
the
you go.
stat?
Yeah.
Okay, there's the stat for Street Copper and trainer Mike Chumbetto.
Yeah, and Street Copper obviously opting for this as opposed, I believe, was entered in one of the stakes on Sunday. I don't think he's going back that quick. But how about this, Tromby? I did not realize it was this high. Last 2 years on the Laurel turf, he's 8 for 17. 47%, 13 for 17 with favorites going long on the grass. ROI just about $2. Let me a little over $2. Street Copper gelded prior to that May 27th return at Monmouth. Encountered a little trouble. Really finished up well. I came back and liked this horse last time out and bet this horse quite, pretty hard. Looked like he was going to get the job done. Eighth pole swung out, had a clear run, and just kind of fizzled the last 16th of a mile. But he's proven he's handled a route of ground. He's handled it from far out post. He'll make a run over this turf course today. Little bit better price. Barron is my sneaky long shot in here. 15-1 morning line. It's going to be interesting to see now with the course being, a yielding turf course. Look at the races over the yielding course. You're going back last fall. Wins the Maryland Million Turf Starter. Bam. Gets up with Toledo. We're back with Toledo today. Off the layoff at Pimlico. A good run into a horse. Do that dance. High Noon Rider. They're key horses. Sure. And they're in a quality race, I believe, on Sunday. That starter handicap little series. So Barron to close and wear them down here in the 6 over the softer going. That's the key.
Yeah, well, I like the connections. You make a good case for him. He likes the yielding turf course. You have to use him. You'll get a decent price because it's a real tough race. The 3 Street Copper, who we talked about. The 6 Bay Bridge. What about Bay Bridge? I had Bay Bridge in my exacta. He ran big 2 starts ago when he won with a 75 buyer. Ran okay against Open Allowance Company last out. Finds an easier Maryland bred allowance company today.
Yeah, I think he can definitely hang around. The blinkers, was it 2 races back, came off, relaxed a little bit, made a bid. Yeah, he's around it. I don't have him here. I will have him underneath. And Exactus was kind of stretching a little bit for some prices. The 2 Dashing Lou. This one just got away poorly last time. We got a video of his last race on June the 30th. Watch him at the break. He just isn't completely tied on. And this, see that little awkward break, head turns slightly, breaks to the outside, and a little bump. Even almost a slight squeeze. We're going to watch this again from the head on. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Breaks out. We're there. And he just never got on track. I liked him that day at a square price, 8-1 taxable goods. Lynn Ashby got it done again. The 2-back try at Delaware, good. The try before that, the layoff, good. Seeking the Sunset, they were okay. Other than starter company. I think this horse will get position. We've got a live rider now in Victor Rosales. It's come away cleanly and make a move into it and should escape at a square price.
Yeah. Should get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside. He gets a nice lightweight assignment, 115 with the 7-pound apprentice. So that'll help. The 8 Bowsprit I use in the top 4. Trevor McCarthy. Rides this 5-year-old from Milan Milosevic. This horse ran some big races last year. Had a big win on the Laurel turf last July. Ran big on the synthetic at Prescott last September. I think maybe rounding into form, 3rd off the layoff today. He attracts McCarthy for Barn trying to get going here for the year. So the 8 Bowsprit just rounds out a real tough race here to kick off this late pick 4.
This is, and what throws a little quirk into Street Copper, I think clearly he'll be the favorite off the clash drop, proving it that this has been able to get it. But dealing with this yielding turf course, and we know the outer course, the Dahlia, was clearly softer going than the inner all along. Could be a little bit boggy out there, and I think take a shot with the 4 and hope we can get double digits today.
All right, good stuff. Toledo, Merriman on the 4, Barron there at a big price. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 will kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Another big field on the turf. We're going a mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course. No rail setting on the all-along. It's another first-level allowance condition, 3 and up. Maryland bred, Maryland sired here in race 7. I go with the 4-1 shot as my best bet of the day. And that's the 8 no-knock raid for trainer Ferris. Alan Jorge Riaz will ride. His 6-year-old, a 4-time winner on the Laurel turf. He's run some big races. He ran a real big race last August when he beat 7,500 starter allowance company. Got a big 78 buyer that day. He had the winner off. He came back with a decent effort, I thought, early May. A good third at this level with a 78 buyer, third behind Nakamura, who would come back to win. And maybe bounced a little bit in that June 8th race. I don't know what happened there, but Reyes gets back aboard today for Ferris, and I think the 8 no-knock raid, hopefully he can get a little sharp break from the outside and get a nice perfect stalking trip sitting second or third early on, I think.
And I think he actually kind of navigated a pretty good trip last time, was able to get down towards the inside, save some ground from that outer post. But he's the type of horse, he's another one. I don't have him in my top 4. I will be sliding him in underneath because I think he's that hang-around type. I don't know if he's going to have enough finish to get it done, but I can see a situation where he and Absolve maybe just kind of run away from the field a little bit, stand around the final turn, and hang around. So no knock rate. He's handled the yielding going as well. He's been able to run a lower 70 buyer on that type of turf course. I like the 3, Beltway Bob. Again, kind of like Barron. I go back on his yielding turf races, going back to October 4th, going back to the fall. Noble Addiction, Daniel Adu. They're the right kind of runners, Stan.
Yeah.
We're in a state-bred race, just like that one was. Noble Addiction has gone up and run against some better horses as well. Beltway Bob, I don't know if I want him as close as what he was last time. Maybe he was a little too close and just flatlined a little bit through the final 1/8 of a mile. But he brings finish to this field, and I don't see a ton of horses with that kind of finishing kick that he provides when he's on close to his best race.
Yeah, he's dangerous if he gets a trip. If there's a fast early pace and Forrest gets a nice trouble-free trip, it can get clear. He likes to come wide.
Swing to the
if
outside
he can have
and
a clear
come
run, turning for home. He's always a factor. He makes things exciting in the final strides. I like him. Will he get up in time? We'll see.
Yep.
Beltway Bob, always exciting in the final strides. How about the 7 here? My brother's Ledge, we both use in our exacta. Sheldon Russell aboard for Mike Trombetta. They're 30% together from a small sample, and this horse has run some big races before. I think rounding back into form, third off the layoff. Now we stretch out to 2 turns today.
Once again, maybe if it was a mile, I'd like him a little bit better. But the 2 sprints, 5/8 to 6 furlongs, and now we're going to go the mile and a 16th. Yeah, he had some trouble. First time against restricted company as well. That raced pretty good prior to layoff in October, mid-October, closed up. You see the comment towards the inside, move, and was blocked.
Right.
Would have been closer. Okay, my brother's Ledge, Beltway Bob. I think they're the 2. When everybody's kind of maybe getting the staggers last 16th, you're going to have to watch out for those 2 closing in.
All right, the 2, we both like the 1 and the 2. I don't have the 2, but I like the 2. Seville Barber could be very dangerous today. First-time Lasix, Toledo aboard for Tim Woolley today.
Interesting, because he had this horse in for lesser. I believe he had this horse in for a drop, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're going to come back against, Protect move into the allowance company, the state-bred allowance with the Lasix on. Yeah, 75 buyer, 2-back puts him right there.
And the 1, you have to respect the 1. Pretty good year. Pimentel's going to get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside. A 3-year-old by Great Notion for Rubley. Ran okay in the turf debut at Delaware 2-back.
Yeah, that race works. He's another one. Is he going to have that final push in the final 1/8 of a mile? But, respecting connections, it's another. It's racing time and time again. Evenly matched field stand. Who's going to trip out?
Yep. All right, so one of our features of the day there, race 7, nice big field going long on the turf. All right, here we go. Race 8's going to have a lot of attention. Races 8 and 9 will have a lot of national attention today. We'll have big handles on races 8 and 9 because they are the first 2 legs of the Stronach 5. It's a guaranteed $100,000 pool. Industry low, 12% takeout. Keith, while I was away last week, and what did it pay? $131,000 last Friday?
It might have been 132.
One ticket.
Yeah.
One ticket for $132,000 took the Stronach 5 down last Friday. I like a couple big prices. I like a 20-1 shot in the first leg. There's a lineup of races. It'll start 4:50 Eastern time, all right? Laurel Park race 8, and leg B, Laurel Park race 9. And then we wrap it up, Gulfstream Park races 7, 8, and 9 at Gulfstream. All right, let's take a look at my ticket. Now, it's a little pricey today because I couldn't find a single. So I have a $96 ticket, still under $100. I think I have two big prices in Laurel Park Race 8. All right, I like the 2 Bobo Jones with Taylor Hole aboard at 10-1, and I also like the 9 Down in the Holler, 20-1,
yeah.
first time gelding. Victor
Uh-huh.
Carrasco aboard for Kenny Decker. I think race 8 kind of soft and maybe ripe for a long shot winner. So numbers 2 and 9 are the long shot plays, and the 3 top Caesar and the 8 Glad Dad. They'll be 2 of your favorites in races 8. So I go 2, 3, 8, 9 to kick it off. Then Laurel Park race 9, I use the 5, 6, and then Gulfstream race 7, I go with the 2, 4, 9. Gulfstream race 8, the 3, 5. And Gulfstream race 9, the 5-10. $96 ticket. Again, you can study that on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Let's see if I can get live here with a bomb in race 8.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
Don't know if it's going to pay $132,000, but you certainly don't want to leave that laying around,
right.
do you? If you had a ticket mapped out and you don't play it, it comes back even $15,000, $20,000. It makes you sick. We've all done it.
Yep.
We have all done that one before. So do not whiff on the Stronach 5.
All right, race 8, 5.5 on the main track, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. I don't think this is the toughest group at all here in race 8. So I go with a long shot. The 9 Down in the Holler is the first time gelding today. One of my favorite angles in horse racing. The horse has been running. He's run 4 times this year, so he's fit. Not like he's coming off a long layoff. His last race at Pimlico late May ran okay at this level. Ran a decent third with Victor Carrasco aboard. 46 buyer, that's okay. Money Meister, who won that day, came back to win. Now, Down in the Holler, he ran a big race last November here at Laurel Park when he won for 12.5, 2 life. Got a 62 buyer speed figure that day. That would be good enough to win this race.
That would win it,
and
Stan.
he might be a better animal today. First time gelding, recent work here at Laurel Park. So I'll take a shot with a long shot. The 9 Down in the Holler in race 8 to kick off the Stronach 5.
And sometimes when you're doing the line, horses just kind of you glaze over a little too quickly, and you come back and you're like, let me go back and look at that horse Stan was talking about yesterday, and I'm like, okay, you should get at least 10 to 12.
Right.
Yeah, and if he's sitting there at 6 or 8, then everybody's jumping in on it. But good sniff out on Down in the Holler. I do think that horse reported first-time gelding can make a run. Kenny Decker can strike at a pace and a price, and Carrasco stays.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
all right,
that works. But, you got to think, though, Stan. Top Czar, the 3, Poplar Avenue on the drop, they're going to take a considerable amount of money in this field. So some of these horses are going to escape at a price. I come back with the 3. At a 2 for 14. He was in a okay field last time, but they went really fast, and he just got a little bit weary. Lost the whip late, shortened it up to a 16th of a mile. He's shown he can have a little bit of a rating gear. At Poplar Avenue, I think is maybe a little bit faster when he's right. Maybe he goes ahead, and we got to move into a Top Czar, but he's going to have to. He's going to have everything there to hold off the closers in this race, including the 1 Detroit Cowboy for Wasabi. Just tossed the last. His races down at Oaklawn that work. Glad Dad, another one. We've got video of him, right? Stand off his last. Pat McGill with a winner yesterday. Glad Dad out of a double key race, June the 7th at Laurel Park was Zip Van Winkle, and I think a horse further down the line came back to win. But Glad Dad down inside makes a little move, maybe a little bit of a flat and late. I thought the horse closed up okay as Tambora was able to take him wire to wire. Zip Van Winkle just ran out of ground, but still trying down inside was Glad Dad. Moves outside, circling move, might get it done like Joyful Noise yesterday.
All right, so we both like the 9, we both like the 3, and we both like the 8 here in race 8. The 2, Bobo Jones, I think, is live. Jackie Savoy has this 5-year-old son of Smarty Jones going in the right direction, rallied to get up in time last out. And you like the 1 in the exacta there. I didn't use the 1 Detroit Cowboy running back kind of quick here after that incident on June 29th.
Yeah, coming back. I like I say, I think the barn, they're doing fine. Wasabi's been on a little bit of a quiet roll here. I just think there's going to be enough flow to set things up for the run of the 1. Bobo Jones is another one. This race, you better be spreading. They're making you work for it here. First leg of the Stronach 5. Bobo Jones kind of closed in without a ton of encouragement last time. Kind of a steady drive. Improved I thought quite a bit second off the bench.
All right, see if I can get a bomb in race 8 to kick off that Stronach 5. Race 9's a maiden 10, going 6.5 on the main track. Maidens 3 and up. The 5 Zitarosa is going to be the favorite. That horse 8-5 morning line, taking a drop for Brittany Russell and Sheldon Russell. But I go the first-time starter. This isn't the toughest group at all. I go with the 6 Aggregate for trainer Kieran McGee. He's due for a first-out winner. This horse bred okay. Out of a by jump start. Out of a St. Averill mare. They paid $20,000 for this horse. Avery Wisman, the apprentice, had another one yesterday, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so he takes the call
Good
here.
Good ride yesterday, too. That was on the skiff horse, little skiff for Ann Merriman.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to see him late down on the inside, yep. All right, so this 3-year-old only has to carry 113 in debut. Comes into his for a debut assignment with a couple sharp works from the gate. June 23rd and right back June 30th. So he should be sitting on go from the gate. So I'll go with the 6 Aggregate on top.
Certainly catching some suspect horses in debut. Stanzetta Rosa with the big drop. Pretty quick give up. Stacks De Niro kind of knocking at the door but not following through. That mare was quick. Jim's Prospect ran around here. That horse was fast. So taking
Joe
a little,
Ayers, right? No, not Joe
I can't
Ayers.
remember exactly. It might have been. Was it Garcia? I can't.
It was a Pimlico trainer.
Yeah. Anyhow, was quick. Aggregate. I tell you, it doesn't need to be a ton to get it done in debut. I go to the outside with the 8. Willie Will. Here we go with Wasabi. One
right,
more
that was
time.
Garcia. That was Carlos Garcia.
Was that who it was? Okay.
Jim's Prospect. You're right.
Yep, all right.
Amigo, Carlos Garcia.
I guess right sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, 20% of the time. But yeah, by Fiberson. Fiberson gets a lot of winners early on. Maybe a bit off a little more than you could chew. March 29th comes turf to dirt. First time Lasix on the dirt, draws outside. Showed a lot of speed in that Pimlico turf race. Didn't really quite show it. Kind of rated back last time. I think Willie the Whale on the 6.5 might be stretching it. I think he can go ahead and send and be the one to catch.
All right, Willie the Whale I did not use. The 5, we both go against the favorite Zitarosa. What do you think here? This Noble Mission 3-year-old, big give up here, dropping right to the maiden 10.
It is, and we talked about this horse last time. Well, you go to drop the 25, you only paid $2,000. Well, now you're really giving up. We're going to go right to the 10. I didn't like the way that horse was kind of laying in through the stretch in debut. Made that kind of a run, didn't come away real cleanly out of the gate. But I don't like the horses early on. They kind of get drifted in, lugging in a little bit. They might get over the hump today. I don't know about after that. We'll see.
All right, races 8 and 9, the first 2 legs of that popular national wager, the Stronach 5. So lots of action today at Laurel Park. Beautiful weather. Main track is fast. Turf is yielding. The turf sprints are off the turf on the main track. The turf routes stay on the turf. Rated yielding. All right, so beautiful weather. Come on out. Over 60,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. That starts in race 4. Start studying now. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.